Oh, goodness. This week we're on the west coast of Florida. We're north of Clearwater and we'll be fishing at Tarpon Springs. Eric's a financial advisor in St. Petersburg and he has a big history in the tournament circuit. Does a lot of kingfish tournaments around the state of Florida, but also, he spends a lot of time bottom fishing, and that's really going to be our target today. We're going to get about 20 miles out of Tarpon Springs and we're going to be hitting this hard bottom, looking for grouper and snapper. God, what a pretty morning. Eric Sador sitting here out of Tarpon Pass, going to do some bottom fishing.
Yep.
What's that? We're 20 miles offshore. What do we got out here? Bottom.
Bunch of Swiss cheese bottom and also a bunch of ledges also.
So pretty much we're going to try a bunch of different techniques. Start out by trolling some big lippy Azuris, try to get a grouper bite that way.
Yep.
And you're saying live bait, dead bait,
Do the combination.
We're marking some good bottom on the Ray Marine. We'll troll around first, try to get a grouper. And we're sitting here. We're in May. What's open right now as far as season if we were to keep a fish?
Not too much. Only thing about red grouper.
Red grouper. So, and legal size limit on those?
Is 22 inches.
22 inches. All right. Gag opens up in June.
June 1st.
Okay. So this place is notorious for its bottom fishing. It's got some of the best bottom fishing in the state. 20-mile run. Further south you go, you got to go further offshore, but this is not a bad run. Out here in the bay boat today, it's absolutely perfect weather. Hopefully we get on a bite.
Definitely.
Coming up here to Tarpon Springs, there's less pressure. These fish aren't seeing a lot of boats on top of them, so it only requires a 20-mile run to get out to these grounds that hold great grouper and great snapper fishing.
So we're going to start with the dead bait. You said it's important not to send a live bait down first.
Right. We usually start with dead bait first, get them feeding, get that stink down there, and then switch over to live bait. If you start with live bait, they may not hit it right away. They want that smell and that stink down, so we send that down first, then start with the live bait after that.
So this is just a frozen flat of sardines that you can buy at the local tackle store.
Yep.
Anybody can come out here and do this.
When we're rigging them on the hook, you want to rip off the tail. You can cut it off or just pull it off.
All right.
Reason for that is when it's going down, if you leave the tail on, it's just going to circle and get all wrapped up on your line. Then with the hook.
6.0 trocar, circle hooks are required out here when you're bottom fishing, correct?
Correct. You can either just go straight through the eyes, like that, or if you want to go through the gill plate and then come out the nose. Either way works.
And just a basic kind of fish finder rig. We got a full 4.0, 5.0 lead here. I just wrap it through and wrap it through again. You can kind of adjust it where you want. A section of 50, 60 pound fluorocarbon leader, just basic. We're in 60 feet of water. I'm going to use a spinning rod. It doesn't take a big conventional rod. We do have some conventional rods set up, but this is just a basic rig that you can use out here for all the bottom fishing. Oh, here he is. That didn't take long. First bait down. Oh yeah. A little red. So these got to be 20 inches?
20 inches.
This season's open right now. These guys got to be 20 inches. Very common over here. Pretty much a staple of the bottom. Look how cool that fish is. So pretty. Great eating too.
Oh yeah.
He looks like he's gonna be a little short. Circle hook did the job. Just that all you gotta do is reel. That trocar catches him right in the bottom lip.
One of the most important things is to be paying mind to your bottom machine at all times. So often when you're getting to a spot, you'll see a ledge, or when you get to the spot, you're not marking anything. You want to really just make sure that you take the time, you drive around, cover some water, mark some good bottom. Today when we were fishing, we found new spots, new ledges. We mark them on the machine, go back over them, drop a bait down, and I tell you, usually more times than not, those are the successful areas.
Come on. Got them? They're gonna want to dig you right back down there, huh? That's the thing, You gotta stop them.
Get them off the bottom. Once they're up, then you can loosen the drag a little bit if you need.
But this first 10, 15 feet is what's important, just to crank, pull them up. Oh, that's a little better one there.
Yep.
Another red. That might be a keep. Well, close. And these guys just probably blend perfectly with the bottom.
Oh yeah.
The coloring of them, if you were to be down there with the sea fans and everything, it looks just like this. Ready? There we go.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild.
All this is from the working end is a 6/0 circle hook, a 6-foot section of 50-pound, 60-pound fluorocarbon leader, a swivel, and then on top of that, maybe a 4 or 5 ounce egg sinker. Very basic, and this is, this is the true proven type of rig that you can use anywhere in the state of Florida and catch bottom fish with. Oh, yeah. Dude, you're crushing me. Lock it down. Oh, dang. A little better one?
Yeah.
Man, can you tell me what it feels like to catch a fish?
Just turn the handle.
Is that a gag?
Yep.
Nice gag. God, we're just man, look at that fish.
If it came next week, we could actually keep
A week
it.
away, right?
Yep. Next Friday.
A week away, and that would be a
Dinner.
group of salmon. God, what a pretty fish. This is what this area is known for. These gags right here. Season opens in a week from now, and this is probably one of the better eating fish in the ocean. This is what this West Coast is known for. These gag grouper, these red grouper, but this is nice. Would this be a legal one too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's legal. Definitely a fighter also.
Oh God, what a great fight. Dead bait, he came on. We're gonna let him go back in the water. Let's get him next week. So heading out, targeting these bottom fish, you can do it several different ways. And we were pretty much prepared to try different things. We had live bait, we had dead bait, we had, hard big lip plugs that we could troll with, we had jigs. And all of these techniques are effective in different situations. So we pretty much planned on trying everything, and hopefully one of these things was gonna work.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
Stop him. That's like 80-pound braid. That's a little better one there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, keep him out of them rocks. That's the thing, you need something to stop them. Once you get them, a little better fish.
Yeah. Gotta get them out of the rocks and
What's
get
it
them.
feeling like a gag?
Yep.
That's 80-pound spider wire. You kind of need that to really kind of put the brakes on these fish. They're gonna want to get you back down in the rocks. You gotta be able to stop them.
Now they'll get you in the rocks and cut you off.
Woo! Let's talk about these things, man. These are a treat out here, and unfortunately the seasons are very limited for recreational. There's a lot of, controversy around these fish. The commercial sector gets a big quota of it. I know that they're going to be opening up some more come next year.
Yeah, this year they're opening up quite a few days. So
that's a good thing. Anytime you can get out here as a recreational angler and take home a fish or two, especially one of these that are making a pretty good comeback. The American Reds are beautiful fish. These are, pinkish, reddish fish. They really remind me a lot of a mutton snapper. They just don't have that dot on the tail. These are excellent eating fish, and unfortunately the season is very short in Florida. It's hard to send these things back down to the bottom when they have such great fillets on them. Oh, there's one. Jesus.
come on.
Oh God, I snatched that out of my hand.
Told you they hit it like a freight train.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nothing. When they hit it, they want it. Nice. Little gag.
Oh, yep.
Bad fish right there. Look at that. Look at the colors on his tails there. Man, he just hammered that bait. He was sitting down there, nothing, and then boom.
When they come after it, they want it.
Come back next week and get him.
Oh yeah.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
Now these gag groups are the bulldogs. When you hook one of these, they are digging you back down to the bottom. If you don't stop them and get them off the bottom, they're gonna rock you up and they're gonna break you off. So the thing is to lock your drag down, you know, stick them hard, work them hard in the very beginning, get them coming off the bottom. And I tell you, when they come to the surface, this is one of the best targeted species, you know, when you're out there bottom fishing. Season's closed right now, unfortunately. It opens a week from the time that we're fishing, but you know what? It's all good. I'm happy just to catch these fish, just to take a great look at them and set them back down to the bottom.
Get them.
The leader material we're using, again, 50 to 60 pound Yuzuri top knot fluorocarbon leader. It's something that they cannot see. You know, a strong 6-0, 5-0, 6-0 circle hook. Now these circle hooks are required when you're bottom fishing on the west coast of Florida. So that's imperative that you're using a circle hook. Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks like a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. It'll help you. You got it?
Nice gag.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Nice gag. Woo!
That's a big boy there.
That's a good one there. Nice. Whew.
Gets a workout in.
God, that's a solid fish. God, that is a nice gag right there, man. We've been trying to get that one. That's the size you want. He came up and ate a big old pinfish just moving around this spot here. You know, that's what's nice about having that trolling motor. We can just bump around 5 feet at a time and just really find the spot that's holding them. And God, that's a pretty fish.
Yep.
A week from now, the season opens up.
We'll be back.
Let me take him. I'll let him go. So we caught him bottom fishing, and this is the traditional way to do it. We have come over to this coast before and we've trolled, and it's something that I really enjoy. It's something totally different. You can get these big lip Yuzuri plugs, you get in a little bit shallower water, and you just troll 2 plugs behind the boat. And there's nothing more exciting than when you're sitting there holding this rod, you feel that lure just digging down to the bottom, and when those gags come up off the bottom, inhale that plug, that rod doubles over. I'm telling you, that is true excitement. So we just pushed in here to 25 feet of water. This is a great way to prospect, right? You can cover some ground. You know, this bottom is not even marked on the chart, but we can see the patches of rocks, and we're just going from patch of rocks to patch of rocks. You know, these Yuzuri 3D Magnums, just 25 feet of water, this is perfect.
Definitely. If you're in a new area, don't know where to go, or just trying to find the big rock, while you're looking, put these out.
Just different techniques.
Yep.
What a way to target, you know, groupers. Come out here, this is great for the kids, just trolling around and rod doubles over and reel it in. Pretty simple stuff. And you can catch good gags like this. I mean, we've done some shows out of north of here, out of Yankeetown, and had some great success, but you can definitely put a hurting on them doing this. It's crazy that you would think the faster you go, the deeper these plugs dive, but it's actually opposite of that. The slower you go, the plug dives down to the bottom. So you just want to slow it down and let that thing bounce the bottom. And when you do, man, they just come up and hammer it. Man, just bounce. Oh, a little red. Oh, little gag.
Little gag.
Bouncing the bottom, boom. Look at that. That thing, that plug is
almost
half
as
the
big
size of that
almost
grouper.
as big as the grouper.
And he had no problem coming after that thing and inhaling that plug. So the Yuzuris that we're using, these Magnums, they'll get down to 20, 25 feet of water. Will it be effective in 60 feet of water to catch a grouper? Yeah, if they're aggressive and if they're feeding, they will rise off the bottom and take plugs at that depth. But what I've found is if you get into the shallower water, you get that plug down there by the bottom, that's when they're going to eat. It's a great idea to use braided line, smaller diameter, going to cut through the water better. That plug's going to get down deeper, and that's what you want. And another thing is you need to slow your trolling speed down. We're just got the boat just kicked in gear, just enough to keep that plug moving. And crazy enough, the slower you go, typically that plug will dive deeper. And really what you want to see is there's nothing better than that plug just bouncing off the bottom. Every now and then, if you see that rod tip just kind of hitting off the bottom, it's pretty much irresistible for the grouper.
And that's a good thing when you're trolling too, you know, you're just moving along. It's tough for him to get back in that same hole again.
Oh yeah.
He comes out and eats that thing, and 10 feet away by the time he gets the hook in him.
Looks like another good one.
Another gag. The Gozdz 3D Magnum man's getting it done.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
Having the Raymarine unit not only keeps myself, my crew, and the boat safe, it also affords me the ability to head further offshore in a smaller vessel and feel confident that, you know, I can be in tune to what's going on. I have radar capabilities. I have serious radar that I can actually see real-time weather on a small vessel. I can track wave heights, wind direction, I can see lightning strikes, and that's huge. I can be 20, 30 miles offshore and know what's going on with the weather, and that's really key when you're in a small vessel. Obviously safety is important, but when we all get out there fishing, we want to catch fish. And the Raymarines with the side vision, that alone has opened up a whole new world for me. I can now travel to unfamiliar areas, I can put that side vision on, and I can get a real-time view of what's going on, not only below me with down vision and chirp technology, but also off to the side, several hundred feet. I can see ledges, I can see fish holding up in certain areas. With that technology, it helps us keep ahead. You know, fishing pressure is increasing, these fish are getting smarter, they're getting harder to catch, and we need every bit of advantage that we can get. So not only safety, fishing, but the ease of use on your boat. The 260 Triton has autopilot, but I tell you, I use that more often than not. I could be heading 5, 10 miles offshore. All I need to do is zoom into a waypoint, tap on the waypoint, you know, hit autopilot, the boat's gonna go straight. I can, you know, pay my attention to the line, I can rig baits and just keep my hands off the steering wheel, which frees time to catch more fish. When you have these two screens here right in front of you, I can see my mercury gauges, I have my cartography, I can see the bottom, I have autopilot, I have radio control, I have everything right here in front of me interfaced together, and that's probably one of the most beneficial things that I find with these units.
Oh, I'm on.
Got him.
He's going.
There you go. Let me get you back down in them rocks. Nice. Just trolling that plug down here in 25 feet of water on this hard bottom. But this is easy. You don't have to have live bait, dead bait. You don't have to have hooks and weights. And when you can come out here with a couple plugs, catch some fish, and not worry about the rest of this stuff. You can come out here with 2 rods with a handful of deep lip plugs and catch dinner. We've been doing this for 20 minutes now. We caught 2 fish. You put your time in, you find some good rock piles, you're gonna get it done. You're gonna fill the Yeti, that's for sure.
You're only 10 miles from shore, too.
Yeah, we're not that far off. I can see land.
Land.
And that's, you know, for the West Coast, that's saying something. Most of the times, these guys are running 70, 80, 90, 100 miles offshore. Sure, they're catching some giant grouper, but you can come in here and catch legal fish. Nice fish. One of the bigger ones for today. Ha got him on the Gozdz. Look at that. Barely hooked. Oh, look at that fish. 25 feet of water, pretty much public numbers out here right now. And all we're doing is going around, seeing the bottom. Look at this fish. Look at that. God. Simple, easy stuff. Anybody can do this. We have 2 rods out. We're just trolling around. We can actually see the bottom, the rocks, because it's a little bit darker. So we're just going from dark patch to dark patch,
pulled that one out of there. That'd be a legal fish in a week. Simple, you know, just 60-pound section of fluorocarbon leader.
This is why I love grouper fishing. Hard fighting, excellent table fare. You can come out here on the West Coast with the most basic tackle, simple techniques, and have a successful day. Ready? All right. Hashtag.
Feel free to jump in.
Ready?
Ready.
Be able to, when you do come tight, you're going to be able, when you do come tight, you're going to come, oh my God, it's a tongue twister. Should I do that over? Pooh, pooh.